Today we discuss what is meant by crystal characterization. What are crystal defects? A real crystal, such as a silicon wafer, differs from the ideal crystal in important ways. It is finite, the surface atoms are incompletely bonded, furthermore, it has defects which strongly influence the electrical, mechanical, and optical properties of the semiconductor. There are four categories of defects: point defects, line defects, area defects, and volume defects. So we see the different types of point defects. Any foreign atom incorporated into the lattice at either a substitutional site, that is a regular lattice site, or interstitial site, that is between regular lattice sites, is a point defect. A missing atom in the lattice creates a vacancy, also considered a point defect. A host atom is situated between regular lattice sites and adjacent to vacancy is called a Frankel defect. Point defects are particularly important subjects in the kinetics of diffusion and oxidation processes. These topics will be discussed and will be used in our fabrication process. The next class of defects is the line defect, also called a dislocation. There are two types of dislocations. The edge and the screw types. So we have a schematic representation of an edge dislocation in a cubic lattice in this diagram. So this is an extra plane of atoms AB inserted into the lattice. The line of dislocation would be perpendicular to the plane of the page. The screw dislocation may be considered as being produced by a cutting of the crystal partway between and pushing the upper part of the lattice spacing over. Line defects in devices are undesirable because they act as precipitation sites for metallic impurities, which may degrade device performance. Area defects represent a large area of discontinuity in the lattice. Typical defects are twins and grain boundaries. Twining represents a change in the crystal orientation across a plane. A grain boundary is a transition between crystals having no particular orientation relationship to one another. Such defects appear during crystal growth. Another area defect is called the stacking fault. In this defect, the stacking sequence of atomic layer is interrupted. The sequence of atoms in a stack of ABC when a part of layer C is missing is called the intrinsic stacking fault. If an extra plane A is inserted between layers B and C, this is an extrinsic stacking fault. Such defects may appear during crystal growth. Crystals having these area defects are not usable for integrated circuit manufacturing and are discarded. So here we see the diagram of different types of defects. The A shows substitutional impurity, B shows interstitial impurity, C shows lattice vacancy, and D shows Frankel types of defects. Precipitates of impurities or dopant atoms make up for the fourth class of defects, the volume defects. These defects arise because of inherent stability of the impurity in the lattice host. There is a specific concentration of impurity that the lattice host can accept in a solid solution to itself and impurity. So we show a solubility versus temperature for variety of elements in silicon. The solubility of most impurities decreases with decreasing temperature. Thus, at a given temperature, if an impurity is introduced to the maximum concentration allowed by its solubility, the crystal is then cooled to a lower temperature. The crystal can only achieve an equilibrium state by precipitating the impurity atoms in excess of the solubility level. However, the volume mismatch between the host and the precipitates results into dislocations. Now we have what are material properties. So, if we have ultra large scale integration, the semiconductor material properties can be measured by various methods. The resistivity is measured by 4-point probe method. The minority carrier lifetime is measured by the photoconductivity method. The trace impurities such as oxygen and carbon in silicon can be analyzed by the secondary ion mass spectroscope, that is the SIMS technique. That although the current capabilities can meet most of the wafer specifications, many improvements are needed to satisfy the stringent requirements of the ULSI technology. The oxygen and carbon concentrations are substantially higher in Zuralski crystals than in float zone crystals because of the dissolution of oxygen from silicon crucible and transport of carbon to the melt from the graphite suscepted during the crystal growth. Typical carbon concentrations range from 10 to the power 16 to about 10 to the power 17 atoms per centimeter cube, and carbon atoms in silicon occupy substitutional lattice sites. The presence of carbon is undesirable because it aids in formation of defects. Typical oxygen concentrations range from 10 to the power 17 to 10 to the power 18 atoms per centimeter cube. Oxygen, however, has both these deleterious and beneficial effects. It can act as a donor, distorting the resistivity of the crystal because caused by the intentional doping. On the other hand, oxygen is an interstitial lattice site which can increase the yield strength of the silicon. In addition, the precipitates of oxygen due to solubility effects can be used for gettering. Gettering is a general term meaning a process that removes a harmful impurity or defects from region in a wafer where devices are fabricated. When the wafer is subjected to high temperature treatment, oxygen evaporates. Thank you.